Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are cracking open the engine that runs pretty much every non-combat challenge in the Multiverse Dice Master system, and that is the difficulty check. I want you to forget everything you think you know about skill checks, because this is all about putting the power of the story right back into your hands. And honestly, this one idea, it's the heart of the whole game. It's this fundamental shift in thinking. See, the goal isn't just to pass or fail a roll. The point is to give you, the player, the actual authority to build your hero's story piece by piece and get to narrate your own awesome moments.
You know, in a lot of games, you kind of have to wait for the game master to give you permission, to say, okay, go ahead and make a check. Well, this system just throws that whole idea out the window. It gives you something called directorial agency, which means you get to look at a problem, decide exactly how you want to solve it, and then declare what you're doing. You're in the director's chair now.
Okay, so let's get into it. How does this actually work when you're playing? You know, when your hero is staring down a locked door or a treacherous cliff or some kind of complex puzzle. How do you actually beat it?
Well, it all boils down to the difficulty check, or just DC for short. This is the target number that the Dice Master sets, and it basically represents how tough the task is. That's your mountain to climb. And the core mechanic is going to feel pretty familiar. You roll a 20-sided die, you add your relevant modifiers, and those are the bonuses from your hero's abilities and trained skills, and if your total number meets or beats that DC, you did it. It's simple, it's clean, and it's fast. Now, what makes this system so easy to pick up is how consistent it is. All the DCs are built on this logical 1 to 100 scale that climbs up in multiples of 11. They call it the geometric ladder, and it gives you this instant feel for the challenge you're facing. An 11? That's easy. A 33? Okay, that's hard. You always know the stakes. But look, this system is about so much more than just hitting a number. This is where your creativity really gets to shine. You're not just locked into one specific skill for any given task. No, the system actually wants you to invent your own solutions. The whole process is designed to give you as much control as possible. First, you analyze the problem. Then, you choose a unique combination of your hero's talents. You roll the dice, and, this is the best part, because you know the result right away, you're the one who gets to narrate what happens for everyone at the table. And you've got incredible flexibility in how you build that roll. You can combine the modifiers from 2 different ability scores, or maybe 2 of your skill proficiencies, or you can mix and match one of each. Think of this as your personal toolkit for creative problem solving. So when it comes down to it, your approach is only limited by your imagination. Maybe you use your strength plus your history to remember an ancient structural weakness in a wall. Or, like the example here, a rogue could use their dexterity modifier and their arcana skill to listen for magical tumblers inside a lock. The possibilities are just endless. Right, but what about those moments, those huge, cinematic, world-shaking obstacles that are just too big for any one hero? The ones that need everyone to pull together. Imagine the Dice Master just drops a massive difficulty check on the table. A DC 77 to, I don't know, disarm a trap the size of a city or navigate a collapsing portal. I mean, that's a huge number. With just a single D20, a number like that looks absolutely impossible. But here's the key. You're not alone. The whole system is built for epic moments of cooperation. And you get there through a mechanic called aggregate success. So instead of each person trying to beat that massive DC on their own, the whole party works together. And you literally add your roll totals together to hit those huge teamwork or even heroic numbers. So let's see how this plays out. Let's say the DC is 52. The fighter uses their strength and athletics to hold these heavy gears steady, and they roll at 24. Then, the rogue uses their dexterity and arcana to track the pins, and they get a 28. Now, on their own, they both fail, but together, their total is 52. That's a success. It basically turns cooperation into a game mechanic. So let's just zoom out for a second. Why is the system even built this way? Well, it's not just about making it fun for the players, it's about creating a smarter, more cohesive game engine underneath it all. And right here, you can see how elegant the design really is. Those flexible skill combos that give you all that creative freedom, they also provide structured, logical data that an AI can easily understand. The aggregate checks that create those awesome teamwork moments, they also model complex problem solving. And that clean 1 to 100 scale that gives you clear goals, it also creates a predictable probability map for the game's logic. It works on both levels. This logical foundation has another cool side effect. It makes everything more immersive. The system actually maps your ability scores directly to your senses. So your intelligence check isn't just a number. It's you actively performing a visual pattern analysis. Your strength check is you literally feeling the tension and the weaknesses in a stone wall. Your passive stats become active, sensory experiences.
So, what's the bottom line here? The key things to remember are that this system is engineered from the ground up to put you in the role of the narrative architect. It rewards your creativity with these flexible skill combos. It makes epic teamwork not just possible, but necessary. And it uses a smart, logical foundation to create a really, really immersive story. So as you step into the multiverse, the question really isn't, can I make a check anymore? It's, how will I choose to shape this story? When you're faced with that impossible door, what two parts of your hero will you combine to forge a brand new path? You are the architect. Now go build something.